All right, good morning, Broncos. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Hope you all had a good couple of days off while I was not here, and let's jump right into this course content. So, welcome again back to the final full week of April. Time is flying by really fast, so I hope that you're going to enjoy this last unit of the school year, or at least the unit with the book we're going to read. So I'm going to cover the following today. I'm going to talk for uh, number 1 and number 2, and then 3 and 4 will be done live with Mr. Evans. So as you all know, if you're a good student, you are taking notes, you are getting notepads out or Google Docs out and ready to engage this conversation, be it this mini lecture and introduction. Let's begin. So first of all, I want to remind us today of what our goals are for today. And this may last today and tomorrow because of the nature of the content, but let's jump into our goals and our objectives. So first and foremost, we're going to do some work today to get the context set up with this book. So let's begin. Excuse that text message. All right, so do preliminary context work and assignments about Pride and Prejudice era. Unit by doing notice, wonder, feels, listening to lecture about the author and era, and comparing theme motivations to modern day examples. And finally, for today/tomorrow, be introduced to characters, scenes, and events in Pride and Prejudice by reading chapters 1 through 6, creating a character list chart, and analyze how the ideas and events interact over the course of the chapters read and the entire book. So pretty heavy stuff there for this novel, but I hope that you can fulfill the goals for today. So we're going to focus on two main standards for today, tomorrow, and probably the most of the unit is under the branch of key ideas and details. Figuring out essential ideas, themes, analyze the development of the course of those ideas and themes over the course of the text. Also, you're going to write like summaries of what's happening in the chapter and things like that. You're going to also analyze complex ideas and scenes and also events that take place over sequences in the novel, explain how individuals or ideas all interact to make this novel what it is. So it's going to be a pretty good novel, I believe you ought to engage with to end the school year. So those are the key ones for this whole entire unit. All right, now I want to turn your attention toward this 5-point slide about critical readers and also stamina. So first and foremost, I got to reset you all into why you are here at Kenwood Academy High School and what my job is as your English instructor to get you all ready for a certain mission once you leave Kenwood. So as a reminder that this school, Kenwood Academy High School, it aims to develop critical readers, okay? So I don't want to hear in this unit, oh my God, the book is so long, or oh my God, you're doing too much. You are here to learn. And the more you have read in your high school career, when you are a college student or a citizen right now or on the globe, it makes you smarter and more competitive. So I want to remind you all today why we're here as a Kenwood Bronco. You're here because of the following reason: to develop critical thinking skills, to develop critical writing skills, and also to become a critical reader. You need to read. Now, here is what happened once a student at Kenwood is developed into these areas here, as I mentioned states. You will strive within competitive academic institutions. That's going to college. Not any school, but competitive ones. You understand? Because we all know that every school ain't the same, like high schools are. Some schools are not as rigorous as other schools are. And you go into a college place, you want to be challenged when you go to that school. So our goal is to get you all ready for being competitive, to go to a school of your choice and to thrive there in that institution. Now, finally, a lot of us need to understand that part of the mission of our life, and maybe it's kind of wrong there. You may have different views about work and stuff like that, but it's called a marketplace. As of right now, that ain't changed. We're going to always have to buy and sell. So you have a service or a need that somebody needs out here in the world. And the more you know, and the more you are critical thinkers, critical readers, critical writers, right? Your math, your social sciences, English, you are more competitive in the marketplace, getting a job or even creating jobs. So I want you all to get that, whether you want to be a real estate broker or agent, you want to be a banker, go on finances, you want to be a teacher, a doctor, lawyer, etc., that the more you are critical, the more you write critically and think critically, and etc., you can compete in the global marketplace. That's getting you a job. and not getting a job, but you are competing against people around the globe for certain positions. And we want a Kenwood alumni to be able to compete for those jobs once they get out in the marketplace. All right, number two, our vision. As a reminder, the vision statement is what we want to see a Kenwood student be when they're 25, when they're 30 and 40 and 50. Okay, that's the vision. The reason why we exist is to fulfill the vision why we even have the school exist in the first place. The mission is day-to-day things you do to reach your outcome. But the vision is once we do all of that, what's the outcome from that and why do we exist? So as a reminder, you see here in the vision statement that you don't see in here anything about college in here or critical readers are here or whatever, because at this point now, when you are the visionary student, when you're an adult, this is already developed already. When you're an adult in your career, if you're going through school for real and going through life, you are now a critical reader, writer, thinker. You got a job already, you good to go. But this is the vision we want for y'all to be in your marketplace jobs. And you become influential contributors and leaders in your local and broader community spaces. An influencer has people who follow them that listen to what they say. And I don't know about you all, but I want a person that I'm going to follow that has authority, has strong ethos in what they have to say in their career, in their field of study, and contribute to the advancement of knowledge and et cetera in our world and be a leader. So I want you all to get this, that you are here at Kenwood. When you come back to school at Kenwood as an alumni, 15 years from now, I probably won't be here at Kenwood. I'll be in my own school one day. So email me, you want to, see me when you are this visionary Kenwood student. I want to see you all as an influencer, as a contributor and a leader in Chicago, in Illinois, our state, our country, and our world. You are here for that. So in order to get you all in this mode, I have to still push the reading. Now, these here are kind of saying the same thing I already said, that Broncos are readers, period. You need to read. In this school year, if you are a student right now and you have not read all your books, then you already fallen. You already not going to be as competitive because you didn't read for real. You got to read, okay? Number two, as a reminder, reading is the gateway for knowledge and advancement. Higher education and being more smarter, it makes you more competitive. It makes you an authoritative figure in whatever job you want to do or even create a job. You are the authority on that. So it's important that the gateway to do that is by reading. Even these books like Sula and, Ever Gilgamesh you walk is making you smarter and more intelligent in the themes and ideas that we're engaging with about friendship, bravery, love, and the article by Dr. Hodgberg. First of all, many of you all didn't read Hodgberg's article about the culture of violence. He said that cultural decay is not the same as cultural change. He said that you want to change a culture, you got to have the desire to critique those things in your culture. You understand? So already in this unit, you all, I'm trying to build leaders. Because one day soon in your profession or your job as a leader, you may have a job or a place you're going to begin to lead where sometimes your values are not in alignment. It's called contradiction that takes place. How do you fix that? Having desire to want to change it by being critical, by having read more books that say, you know what? I have an idea. I read a book in high school. I read a book in X, Y, and Z that have this advice to change certain things. The more you read, the better leader you'll become, my personal opinion. All right. Now, this book, you all, is the longest of the school year. So I have a book right here. It's around 200 and I think 62 pages long in this version of the novel. It's pretty long of a book. However, if you read the book in the schedule I give you all, you can get the book read in about 31 days. It's very much possible. And we're going to read this book every day for independent reading about 15, 20 minutes, maybe 15, 10 minutes really. So you can get the book read. And we have to increase your reading stamina. That's making reading a habit you do every single day. Every day you ought to take time out your day to read a book. Read something in your, in literature, fiction or fantasy or a help book or something like that. You got to become better and consistent readers. So the goal here is to have you all be challenged to read a book that is a little longer, but to get it read in a certain amount of time period. You're going to have to read you all in this book. I want to challenge yourself today to read this book in the time frame given. I will assign some pages assign some pages that are a little bit longer as far as chapters because it's a little bit shorter. I may assign things a little longer because of the way the book is designed, but please, please, please follow the reading schedule. I give you all to read for this book. You can do it. All right. Let's start now. Let's go to the next part of our day today, which is our final intro to Unit 7. And first of all, 7 is a number of completion. So I'm very excited to be ending the school year with this amazing, beautiful novel by Jane Austen. So first and foremost, welcome everybody to Unit 7, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. So as you all know, I have covered every single unit by using the basis point for our course content. Is called global identity. Okay, that's our basis point. Last September, I had you all write out a definition of this term, global identity. And we end this book in the school year. I'm gonna ask you all to revise that now that you've read all the literature over the course of our course. So I call this Unit 7 Global Identity, Pride, Prejudice, and Marriage. All right. So I'm excited because we're going to talk about it today, and I do now warm up about marriage a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, those who've been in love before or want to be in love one day. This is a very important topic, but it's important to kind of like talk about in different cultural groups, especially in this book here, Pride and Prejudice, how marriage and love and getting married took place in different time periods and comparing those different experiences. The author is Jane Austen from Britain. Now, this book was written or published in 1813 around the Regency era, 1811 to 1820, when this era was kind of written. So you'll notice in the writing style, certain things are reflective of the time period in which it was written. So more on that later when you read about her biography today for homework. All right, more context for her real quick. So first of all, Jane Austen wasn't well known when she wrote Pride and Prejudice, okay? Or her other notable works. Wasn't as well known, but she did sell this book when it got published, though. It did sell pretty well when she got it published. So she published Pride and Prejudice, the book, through a publisher named Thomas Egerton via the anonymous author name of author of Sense and Sensibility. This is a book she wrote before this one, so she has other novels too. But because she was a woman, she wasn't able to publish her name on the actual novel. As you all know, 1800s women were not supposed to be seen as, you know, women that were writing books. So she, to avoid not having her stuff sold, she used an anonymous name and her publisher to get her books published while she was alive. And actually, in the first book she wrote, it was titled by a lady. It didn't say Jane Austen on the actual book. So as a reminder, the book is written around the Industrial Revolution. And I hope in history class you guys have covered this because this marked very significant change in the world, going from producing your own goods and services in your household or your crib, also being, you know, like a farmer, to now moving to mass production of materials in an actual factory. So we're around this era of moving away from staying on your estate, raising your pigs and, you know, having your pigs and horses or whatever, and, you know, stuff like that, to now we're going to mass and industrialization of our goods and services being produced on a mass scale. But this book focuses more so on land gentry. That's folks in Britain that own land and had estates they got money from, either renting or something like that, and they used to marry each other for economic reasons. Okay, so more about this later in the book. So the book is set more so in the late 1800s Britain. So you'll notice that obviously it ain't, you know, current day, but some of the themes though and human experiences though you can compare and contrast as you're going through the novel because it's still relevant as far as love and marriage and Pride and Prejudice that can take place in the novel. All right, that's that. So welcome again to unit number 7. I hope you're going to enjoy this book and novel. I think it's a good book. You may like it or not like it. It just depends on how you personally, you know, like literature. But even if you don't like the book, I want to push you all to try to get through it. It's a challenge to read books that are seminal texts that folks around the world have read that may not be the most fluid or your personal style, but because you've read the book, you are now part of this global citizenry that has read the book. So at least for the sake of your competitiveness as a global citizen in world literature and referencing certain texts and etc., make sure you try the best you can to read this book in a time frame given. All right. So last but not least, again, welcome again to unit number 7. I hope you have a good time reading the book. And now Mr. Evans will be continuing the class with our warm-up questions for today. All right, peace.